Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope readings for your North Node by sign and house for October 2023. Now, before we begin, three things. Number one, if you're new to the channel, the reason I use your North Node in readings as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign is that it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's your soul path. It's what you're here to learn and experience in this lifetime. So it's much more relevant to your everyday life as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant sign in readings. Number two, these readings are for the individual soul path for the North Nodes, not a collective readings for the general public or humanity, meaning that we have a personal soul path for each of us and we have a collective soul path as humanity. So these are geared toward each person's soul path. Now, lastly, you are going to want to watch two videos. You're going to want to watch one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. So with that, let's begin. I'm going to connect to the energies and we can start. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, North Node in Cancer or North Node in the 4th house. This is going to be your October 2023 Tarotscope reading. Okay, so the spread on this side of the table represents the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and then this side represents the second half of the month from the 16th on. Now, your overall theme card that popped out is the reversed King of Wands. And as if you're regular to this channel, you know that when I see cards a lot of times, I'll get like a sense of what the meaning is behind it, but it'll almost be like, the best way I can describe it is like a little mini movie will like play in my mind of like a theme, like a little movie short or whatever that plays out. And when I saw this, what I thought was that I feel like this for this month there are things that are that could trigger you and then that triggering could cause you to like maybe throw you off your timeline. And I'm feeling like this energy is coming with this, the wands in the tarot deck are representing the fire signs in astrology. So we're talking about Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So I feel like there is a person or situation that has a very fire sign, energy to them, and it could be triggering. Now, we'll get into your timeline, but the reason that is because it's like a trigger happens when someone does or says something or makes a decision, and it for some reason hits a part of us that we from our past or whatever, or it's like maybe one of our blind spots and causes us to maybe say or take an action or move in a direction that isn't for our highest good. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm talking about. So your timeline cards are, you've got the Knight of Swords, you've got the Temperance card reversed, and you've got the Emperor reversed. Now, For each of you, this trigger, I feel like it is going to come from some sort of a fiery energy. It could be a person or a situation that has this like fiery energy. And this is also being um, shown through the Emperor card, because you can see here at the side of the throne of the Emperor, there are two ram, sculpture skulls, okay? Ram heads, and up on here on top too, which represents, Aries and the fire sign. And what I'm seeing here is that the reason I said triggering is when you see the Knight of Swords, this is a card of movement. So something is going to occur this first 2 weeks of the month that could cause you to move in a direction that isn't for your highest good. So you could react in a way that isn't for your highest good. And the temperance reversed is saying, like, try not to allow that to happen. Now, the trigger also is happening because where could it come from? Okay, with the Emperor card, it could come from a boss or supervisor. It could come from someone in authority in your life. It could come from like a father or father figure, or even a parental figure, not necessarily, male. Okay. But someone in authority in your life, it could come from that you could be triggered. So like I said, somewhere around there. Also, as I always say, authority figures in our life are also those who we are in a romantic relationship with. And it's not that when I say authority figure, it's not that they're our boss. It's that everybody in our life that we're in a relationship with, that's a romantic relationship, we put them, or at least we should, but most of us, we put them at a very high level of importance in our life. So they become an authority, not over us, but they're an authority in the sense that we care what they do, we care what they say, we care what they think, okay? So it's coming from somewhere like that. What I'm seeing here, don't allow yourself to be triggered. How do you not allow yourself to be triggered? Okay, very simple. Not easy, but simple. Okay. When it happens, the reversed Page of Swords, this is saying, okay, this is saying don't, couple things. Pages, one of the things they're about is about communication, and especially the Page of Swords, because swords rule the intellect and communications, right? Don't allow yourself to say something or get drug into a situation, particularly through communication of all. When I say, that means verbally, it means text, and it also means any sort of communication, email, okay, or phone conversation or whatever, or personal, okay, direct, okay. Don't allow your communication to be triggered. This is a heads up for you. How do you do that? Okay. When we're triggered, I'm not saying don't get triggered. I'm saying we all get triggered. Don't allow yourself to act on that trigger. So, in other words, when it happens, we're human. We're going to feel something. We're going to feel, sadness, anger, surprise, whatever it is. Okay. We're going to get triggered in some way. But immediately after that, you have to think okay, take some deep breaths and say, don't allow yourself first and foremost to say something that isn't going to help your situation. What you want to do with this Nine of Wands is this is about learning from your past battles. We learn from our battles, we learn from our mistakes, we learn from our successes, we learn from life. This is about what we learn. That's why this fellow here has a bandage over his head. He's been through many different situations, and he's got his wands lined up and he's looking back at them because he's learned from them. So when it happens, you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to fall for that again. And it's okay to respond in some way, but you don't want to respond in a way that's too rash or too, because you're triggered. Like, just give it some time. That's all this is saying. Don't rush into this. Now, the reason this is important is because This is developing um, emotional intelligence and emotional restraint in you. Okay. Remember, your south node is either Capricorn, if you're, or the 10th house, okay, which is ruled by Saturn and Capricorn. Okay, these people generally don't take any BS. So your natural gift is you have a gift of, I'm not going to put up with this. Like, you're ready to butt heads. You're the goat on the mountain. You're ready to stand your ground, which is all good and well. Okay. And that's a gift you have. But at the same time, you also have the gift to where, well, it's not a gift in this case, but you have the instinct, I should say, of being triggered because most people that have this, a Capricorn South Node or South Node in the 10th house, they have pride, they have dignity, they have respect, self-respect for themselves, and so they're like, instantly wanting to stand up for yourself. You do want to stand up for yourself, but instead of reacting, you want to respond. So that's all this is saying. Whatever hasn't worked for you in your past, don't repeat that. You want to respond in a good way, and usually that'll mean taking a few deep breaths and really seeing it how you want to, move through this. Okay. So that's what this test is, because that is a sign. Responding intelligently is a sign of emotional intelligence. Okay. And that's really what this is all about. Okay. For this, the first 2 weeks. Now, moving on to the second half of the month, your timeline cards are the reversed Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, and the Four of Wands. Now, this is really interesting because, over here you had the Emperor reversed and you have the Empress here. And the Empress is, ruled by the planet Venus. You can see the sigil for Venus down here. And with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, the Wheel of Fortune is one of the cards that is also positive reversed, but this is like a delayed type of an energy. Okay. I feel like a lot of you are going to go through these first 2 weeks and you're going to pass the test with flying colors. You're not going to allow yourself to get triggered or as triggered, and you're not going to react in ways that haven't worked for you in the past. And what this is going to cause is this is going to cause a lot of you to go on that path of more of winning. But really what you're turning into is, when you are moving on this path of emotional intelligence, you're moving into the path of the Empress, which is someone who is in control of her emotions. And again, none of the tarot cards are gender or sex specific. So the female energy cards can relate to males, and the male energy cards, females, or any gender. Okay. But what this is saying is this is someone who is really connected to their emotions, and they're able to really, when you have a command of your emotional life, you really are in control of a really big section of your life. And so I feel like that's what a lot of you are going to pass this test, and you're going to move on to, like, I don't know, with the Wheel of Fortune, just better things, but it's putting you on a better timeline or keeping you on a more positive timeline. Now, with the Four of Wands I feel like after this month is ended, especially when you look back, you're going to think like, okay, this situation, I didn't allow myself to get triggered and I didn't react, but I responded in a better way. Even if it's a small little win, I feel like in the end, it's going to feel like such like a celebration. And remember, it doesn't matter what's going on in the collective world. Okay, we have two life paths. We have our personal soul path, and we've got the collective. There could be all sorts of things going on in the collective, but this is for you personally. That when you're able to do this and you're able to start developing this emotional intelligence, where you're not overreacting and you're able to respond, you're developing that, and it's going to feel like something you want to celebrate. Okay, so it's going to feel like a win for a lot of you by the end of the month. And even a small wins, you're just going to feel better about things. Now, your advice cards here for the second half of, getting into this Empress energy is you've got the reversed Knight of Pentacles, and you've got another beautiful card. You've got the World card here. Okay, this is upright, and this is like saying that I feel for a lot of you with this reversed Knight of Pentacles. Remember, Knights are cards of movement, and the Knight of Pentacles, when he's reversed, it's about getting unstuck. I feel like there's a tremendous potential for a lot of you to begin to get unstuck in your life. Or even if you feel somewhat stuck, I just feel like breaking free is the energy of this. This is breaking free, and it's all about passing this test. Okay, passing this test of moving into your heart intelligence without, like overreacting, okay, or responding too rashly. So this is moving you toward better things. And then of course with the World card, these are big changes that can have like really major positive things happen for you in the months and years to come. Okay, this is like a big hurdle for a lot of you. So really, it's very clear this month. Don't allow yourself to get triggered by what's going on, no matter what this situation is, and respond intelligently using everything from your past that you've learned. Don't get sucked into old patterns, okay? When you do that, you're going to be unstuck, okay? And you're going to be moving into this better, area of like the Wheel of Fortune. And remember, above all things, in this reading, remember to always, every day, but especially at the end of the month, okay, try to find time for celebrating the gift of life, okay? What it is we have, positive in our life, okay? No matter what's going on in the world around us, just try to, every day find that bit of connecting to what you're grateful for, because gratitude is something that is opening up for the heart, and it's all about the heart and the emotions for you in this lifetime, okay, with your North Node in Cancer or the fourth house. So, yeah, I hope this reading was helpful to you. It was very, very powerful month for you. And yeah, make it a great month. If you would like your personal chart looked at, if you have any questions about your life or your life situation, no matter what it is, I can give you a personal reading. There's a link in the description box below. Or if you'd like a personal soul path reading, if you don't have any specific questions, but you just want to know about your chart and what your timeline is looking like for you now and going into the future, I can look at your astrological chart. There's also a link in the description box where you can click on my website and get some more information. Yeah, make it a great month. If you could hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. And then also reach out to me in the comments. Say if you have any questions, or just to say, hey, I would love to interact with you all there. But again, thanks for watching. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.